Success is something that everyone wants, but very few actually achieve. It's not just about luck, talent, or timing. It's about building habits that will push you forward even when it feels tough. If you've ever wondered why some people seem to get ahead while others struggle to make progress, the difference is often in the habits they build day in and day out. In this video, I'm going to break down the habits that directly affect your success. These aren't just random habits that sound good. They're practical, tested, and proven actions that anyone can start implementing right now. Whether you're trying to advance in your career, improve your personal life, or just achieve your goals, the habits I'm about to share with you are the keys to unlocking that success. I'm going to dive deep into the exact things successful people do differently and how you can start doing them too. And let me tell you this, these aren't big dramatic changes. These are small but powerful actions you can start taking today that will make a huge difference over time. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, or the perfect plan. You just need to begin with the right habits. So if you're ready to take control of your future and start making progress toward your goals, stick around. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what you need to do and how you can start now. Your success depends on these habits. Let's get started. Number 1, waking up with a purpose. Waking up is something we all do, but how you wake up, that's what sets you apart. Some people open their eyes, roll over, and waste the first few hours of their day without direction. Others, they get up with purpose, ready to make the day count. And I'll tell you right now, that difference isn't luck, and it isn't genetics. It's a habit. It's a decision. And if you don't take control of how you start your day, you're leaving your success to chance. The truth is, success doesn't happen randomly. It's not about wishing, hoping, or waiting for the right moment. It's about creating the right moments. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is by waking up with a clear purpose. Because if you don't start strong, the rest of the day slips through your fingers before you even realize it. And I know this from experience. I've met people who are incredibly talented, smart, and capable, but they never achieve what they want, not because they aren't good enough, but because they don't control their mornings. They wake up without a plan, they let distractions pull them in every direction, and before they know it, the day is over. But let me tell you about the ones who make it, the ones who rise to the top. They don't wake up just because the alarm clock tells them to. They wake up because they have a reason to. They have goals, and they understand that every day is a new opportunity to move forward. And when you live like that, when you wake up with something to chase, everything changes. You stop hitting snooze. You stop dragging yourself through the morning like it's a chore. Instead, you get up with energy, with focus, with excitement for what's ahead. Now, I know what some people are thinking. I'm not a morning person. I need more sleep. I just don't feel motivated when I wake up, and I get it. But listen to me carefully. This isn't about whether you naturally love mornings or not. This is about training yourself to wake up for something bigger than sleep. Because the reality is, your body and mind will adjust to whatever habit you create. If you tell yourself you need an extra 2 hours in bed every morning, your body will believe you. But if you decide that getting up with purpose is non-negotiable, your body will believe that too. So what does waking up with purpose actually mean? It means knowing exactly what you're waking up for. Not just to go to work or because I have to. No, that's not a purpose. That's an obligation. I'm talking about waking up because you have something meaningful to do. Maybe it's building your business. Maybe it's working on a skill that will change your future. Maybe it's improving your health, strengthening your mindset, or creating a life that excites you. But whatever it is, it has to be clear. If you don't have a reason to wake up, you won't feel any urgency to get moving. And that's where most people get stuck. Think about it. When was the last time you woke up excited? Really excited? The kind of excitement that makes you jump out of bed before the alarm even rings? That feeling isn't reserved for vacations or special occasions. You can have that every day if you set your life up in a way that gives you something to look forward to. And that starts with a decision. A decision to stop drifting through your mornings and start owning them. Now, let's talk about what happens when you don't have a purpose in the morning. You wake up, and the first thing you do, you grab your phone. You scroll through social media, checking what other people are doing with their lives instead of focusing on your own. Then maybe you hit snooze a few times, lay in bed for longer than you should, and by the time you finally get up, you already feel behind. Sound familiar? That's because this is what most people do. They let their mornings slip away before they even get started. And then they wonder why they don't feel productive, why they don't feel motivated, why they aren't making progress. It's not a mystery, it's a habit. But here's the good news. You can change this. You can wake up differently. You can wake up with purpose. And when you do, everything else in your life starts to shift. Because when you begin your day in control, with intention, with a reason to move forward, that energy carries through the rest of your day. You'll work better. You'll make smarter decisions. You'll feel more confident. And most importantly, you'll start seeing results. So how do you actually make this change? It's simple, but it takes commitment. First, stop waking up without a plan. Before you go to bed, decide on one thing, just one, that you're going to focus on first thing in the morning. Not 10 things, not a full to-do list, just one. Something meaningful, something that moves you forward. And when you wake up, don't waste time. Get up and get to it. No distractions, no delays, no excuses. Second, remove the things that slow you down. If your phone is the first thing you reach for in the morning, you're giving your time away before you even get out of bed. That's a habit that needs to go. Instead, spend your first few minutes setting the tone for the day. Read something inspiring. Journal your thoughts. Plan your day. Move your body. Do something that benefits you instead of letting distractions take over. And third, understand that discipline beats motivation. You're not always going to feel like waking up early. You're not always going to feel excited. But that's not the point. The point is to wake up and do what needs to be done no matter how you feel. Because success isn't built on feelings, it's built on habits. The people who achieve the most in life, they don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems, on routines, on non-negotiable habits that keep them moving forward even when they don't feel like it. And that's what you need to do too. You have a choice. You can keep waking up the way you always have, hoping that somehow things will change. Or you can take control. You can wake up every day with a purpose, with a reason, with a fire inside you to make things happen. And when you do that, when you take control of your mornings, you take control of your life. So starting today, decide what you're waking up for. Make it clear, make it real. And when that alarm goes off, don't waste another second. Get up and make the day yours. Because the truth is, success isn't waiting for you. It's waiting for you to wake up and go after it. Number 2, planning your day before it starts. Every successful day starts the night before. You want to know the biggest mistake people make? They wake up without a plan, and then they spend the first few hours of the day figuring out what to do. By the time they get moving, half the day is already gone. No urgency, no clear direction, just reacting to whatever comes their way. And then they wonder why they never feel productive. It's not because they aren't capable. It's not because they don't have enough time. It's because they don't control their day before it even starts. If you wake up without a plan, you're already behind. You grab your phone, you check your messages, you scroll through social media, and suddenly you're thinking about things that have nothing to do with your goals. You're reacting to the world instead of creating your own path. And that's a dangerous way to live. Because when you start your day without intention, you let distractions dictate your life. You get pulled in different directions, you do things that don't matter, and by the end of the day you feel exhausted but unfulfilled. You were busy, but you weren't productive. You moved, but you didn't progress. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine waking up already knowing exactly what needs to be done. No hesitation, no wasted time, just action. You don't check your phone first thing. You don't sit around wondering what to do. You already have a plan, so you get straight to work. That kind of focus, that kind of discipline, that's what separates the successful from the ones who stay stuck. Planning your day before it starts isn't just about writing a to-do list. It's about setting priorities. Because not everything you do is important. Most people fill their day with tasks that make them feel busy, but don't actually move them forward. They check emails, they reply to messages, they handle small things first because they're easier, and then they leave the big important things for later, when they're already tired, when their energy is low, when motivation is gone. That's why so many people feel like they're working hard but never getting ahead. They're doing too much of what doesn't matter and not enough of what does. You need to decide what's truly important before the day even begins. Not 10 things, not a long list of small tasks, just 1 or 2 things that will actually push you forward. Maybe it's a project that will grow your business. Maybe it's a skill you need to master. Maybe it's a task that you've been putting off because it's difficult. Whatever it is, you need to know before you go to bed, because if you wait until the morning to figure it out, you'll get lost in distractions before you even start. And here's another thing. If you don't set your schedule, someone else will set it for you. Think about how often your day gets hijacked by unexpected things. A phone call, a last-minute request, someone needing your time. If you don't have a plan, you'll say yes to everything, and suddenly your entire day is spent doing things for other people instead of working on your own success. That's why planning in advance is non-negotiable. Because when you have a plan, you stay in control. You know what needs to be done, so you don't let distractions take over. Now let's talk about how to do it right. Because writing down a random list of things isn't enough. First, you need to ask yourself, what's the most important thing I need to accomplish tomorrow? Not what's urgent, not what's easy, what's important. That's the first thing that goes on your list. Then you need to decide exactly when you're going to do it. Not sometime in the morning, not when I have time, a specific time. Because if you don't schedule it, it won't happen. And here's the part that most people miss. You have to prepare for it. If your first task in the morning is to work on something big, don't wait until the morning to get ready. If you need materials, set them up the night before. If you need to make decisions, think about them ahead of time. The less thinking you have to do in the morning, the faster you can get to work. The goal is to make success easy. The more barriers you remove, the more likely you are to follow through. That's why planning the night before is so powerful. You eliminate uncertainty. You remove hesitation. You wake up and you go. And once you start your day with that kind of momentum, everything else gets easier. But let's be real, most people won't do this. They'll hear this advice, they'll agree with it, and then they'll go back to their old habits. They'll still wake up without a plan, still get distracted, still waste time, and then they'll wonder why nothing changes. Planning your day before it starts is one of the simplest but most powerful habits you can build. It doesn't take hours, it doesn't require talent, it just takes a decision. A decision to stop letting your days control you and start taking control of your days. The people who succeed don't leave their time to chance. They don't wake up hoping they'll be productive. They decide in advance. They prepare. They wake up knowing exactly what needs to be done, and they do it. And that's why they win. So tonight, before you go to bed, ask yourself one question. What's the most important thing I need to do tomorrow? Write it down, schedule it, prepare for it. And when you wake up, don't waste a second. Get up and make it happen. Because the people who plan their days before they start, they're the ones who own their future. Number 3, doing the hardest task first. Success isn't just about working hard, it's about working smart. And one of the smartest things you can do is tackle the hardest task first. The one that challenges you, the one that takes real focus, the one that most people avoid. Because here's the truth, what you avoid controls you. If you keep pushing something to the side, if you keep saying, I'll do it later, it's already winning. It's already taking up space in your mind, creating stress, slowing you down. And before you know it, you've spent your whole day doing small, easy things, feeling productive, but making no real progress. There's a reason successful people take on the hardest task first. They know that their best energy, their sharpest focus, and their strongest willpower are in the morning. They don't waste those prime hours checking emails, scrolling through social media, or handling minor tasks. They use that time to do what matters most. Because once you've done the hardest thing, everything else feels easy. The rest of your day becomes smoother, lighter, more productive. I think that's the power of momentum. Think about it. How many times have you spent your whole day avoiding something difficult? You tell yourself, I'll do it in the afternoon. Then the afternoon comes and you push it again. You keep finding excuses. You keep filling your time with easier tasks. And by the time you finally sit down to do it, you're exhausted. Your energy is gone, your focus is weak, and you don't do your best work. So now, not only did you waste mental energy worrying about it all day, but when you finally did it, it wasn't even your best effort. That's a losing strategy, and that's what keeps so many people stuck. Now let's talk about what actually happens when you do the hardest task first. You wake up, and instead of dragging through the morning, you have a clear mission. You don't give yourself time to hesitate. You don't check your phone. You don't scroll through nonsense. You don't let distractions take over. You sit down and you attack the biggest challenge of your day. You use your peak energy to push through it. And once it's done, you feel unstoppable. That feeling is what separates winners from everyone else. But here's the thing. Most people don't like discomfort. They want success, but they don't want the struggle that comes with it. They want progress, but they don't want to feel uncomfortable. And that's why they avoid hard tasks. That's why they put them off. But avoiding hard things doesn't make them go away. It makes them grow. The longer you delay, the bigger they feel. The more you procrastinate, the heavier they sit in your mind. And before you know it, a simple task that should have taken an hour is now a massive mental burden you've been carrying for days, weeks, even months. That's why you have to flip the script. Instead of avoiding what's difficult, you have to attack it. And I mean attack. Don't tiptoe around it. Don't ease into it. Go all in. Sit down and get it done before your brain has time to talk you out of it. Because here's something most people don't realize. Motivation comes after action. You don't wait until you feel like doing it. You start. And once you're in motion, the motivation follows. Now, I know some people will say, but what if I don't know where to start? What if it's too overwhelming? And that's exactly why most people fail. They see the whole mountain instead of just the first step. They let the size of the task intimidate them instead of breaking it down. If that's you, here's what you need to do. Stop thinking about the entire thing. Just decide on the first move. If it's a big project, start with one small part. If it's a tough conversation, write down the first sentence. If it's a skill you need to learn, start with one exercise. The point is to get moving, because once you do, your brain stops resisting, and suddenly you realize it's not as hard as you thought. Now, let's talk about the mental game, because a lot of people lose the battle before they even start. The moment they wake up, they already have excuses lined up. I'm too tired. I'll do it later. I need to feel more motivated. That's why you need to remove choice from the equation. Make it non-negotiable. You don't ask yourself if you feel like it. You don't wait for the right moment. You just do it. The same way you brush your teeth, the same way you eat, the same way you breathe. It's not up for debate. And let me tell you something else. The best part of tackling the hardest task first isn't just productivity. It's confidence. Every time you do something difficult, you prove to yourself that you're capable. You build mental toughness. You strengthen your discipline. And over time, that discipline becomes part of who you are. You stop hesitating. You stop overthinking. You become the kind of person who takes action no matter what. That's the kind of mindset that leads to real success. Not wishing, not hoping, not waiting until you feel ready, but taking action. Because the truth is, the people who get ahead in life aren't the ones who have it easy. They're the ones who train themselves to do the hard things, even when they don't feel like it. Especially when they don't feel like it. So starting tomorrow, make this your new rule. The hardest task comes first. No delays, no distractions, no excuses. Wake up, sit down, and get to work. Watch what happens when you make this shift. Watch how much more you accomplish. Watch how much more confident you feel. Watch how fast your life changes. Because at the end of the day, success isn't about luck and it isn't about talent. It's about habits. And the habit of doing the hardest thing first, it's one of the most powerful habits you can build. Number 4, reading and learning every single day. Reading and learning every single day isn't just a habit, it's a necessity. If you want to grow, if you want to succeed, if you want to separate yourself from the average, then you need to commit to feeding your mind with knowledge every single day. Because here's the truth. The world is moving fast. Information is changing. Industries are evolving. And the people who refuse to learn get left behind. Success belongs to those who keep sharpening their minds, who keep seeking new knowledge, and who never settle for what they already know. Think about it. The most successful people in the world are readers. They study, they absorb information. They seek wisdom from books, from mentors, from experiences. They don't rely on what they learned years ago and assume it's enough. They know that growth is a continuous process, and the moment you stop learning, you stop improving. Now compare that to the average person. The average person stops learning after school. They think once they get a diploma, they're done. They don't pick up books. They don't study new ideas. They don't challenge their thinking. And then they wonder why they feel stuck, why life isn't changing, why they aren't making progress. It's because they aren't feeding their minds. If you're not growing, you're staying the same. And if you're staying the same, you're actually falling behind. Because the world isn't waiting for you. It's moving forward with or without you. So the question is, are you going to keep up? Are you going to stay sharp, keep learning, keep evolving? Or are you going to let years go by while you remain the same person with the same knowledge, the same mindset, and the same results? This is why daily reading and learning are so powerful, because every single day you have a choice. You can either fill your mind with valuable knowledge, or you can let it waste away with distractions. You can read books that expand your thinking, or you can scroll endlessly through nonsense. You can study success, or you can drown in entertainment. What you feed your mind determines your future. If you're constantly learning, you're constantly improving, and when you're constantly improving, opportunities start opening up, your confidence grows, and you start thinking at a higher level. Now, some people say, I don't have time to read, but that's not true. Everyone has time. The difference is how you use it. The average person spends hours on their phone, watching TV or doing things that add zero value to their life. But the successful, they make time for learning. They wake up earlier to read. They listen to audiobooks while driving. They study before bed. They replace entertainment with education. They don't find time, they make time, because they understand that their mind is their greatest asset, and they refuse to let it go to waste. And here's the thing, reading isn't just about gathering information, it's about shifting your mindset. It's about seeing things from a new perspective, challenging your old ways of thinking, and gaining insights that can change your life. A single book can open your mind to new possibilities. A single idea can transform the way you do things. But you'll never get those ideas if you don't take the time to seek them. It doesn't matter what field you're in, what your goals are, or where you are in life. Learning is the key to leveling up. If you're in business, study the strategies of great entrepreneurs. If you want to improve your mindset, read books on success and personal growth. If you want to master a skill, learn from those who have already done it. The knowledge is out there, but you have to go and get it. No one is going to hand it to you. No one is going to force you to learn. It's your responsibility to seek wisdom, to grow, and to make yourself better every single day. And let's talk about what happens when you start reading consistently. You begin to think differently. Your perspective expands. You start recognizing opportunities that you never saw before. Your confidence grows because you're filling your mind with powerful ideas. You stop feeling stuck because you're constantly feeding yourself with solutions and new ways of thinking. Your conversations change. Instead of talking about meaningless things, you start discussing ideas, strategies, and growth. And the more you learn, the more valuable you become. Because here's another truth most people ignore. Your income, your success, and your opportunities will always be connected to the value you bring. The more you know, the more you can offer. The more you can offer, the more people want to work with you, invest in you, and pay you. But if you're not growing, if you're not learning, if you're not improving, then why would your life improve? Why would you earn more? Why would you get better opportunities? Success isn't about luck, it's about preparation. And preparation comes from knowledge. Now, I know some people think reading is boring. They say, I can't sit still and read a book. Fine. But learning isn't just about books. There are podcasts, audiobooks, online courses, interviews with successful people. The format doesn't matter. What matters is that you are constantly taking in valuable knowledge that sharpens your thinking and helps you grow. The key is to be intentional. Don't just consume random information. Study the things that will help you move forward in life. And let's be clear about something else. Just reading isn't enough. You have to apply what you learn. because knowledge without action is useless. Too many people read books, take notes, get excited, and then do nothing. They collect information, but they never use it, and then they wonder why nothing changes. The real power of learning comes from action. Read something valuable, then apply it. Learn a new strategy, then test it. Gain a new perspective, then use it to make better decisions. That's how you turn knowledge into success. So here's the challenge. Make a decision today that from this moment forward, you will commit to learning every single day. It doesn't have to be hours. Even 20-30 minutes of reading can change your life over time. If you do that consistently, in a year, you'll be ahead of 99% of people. Because most people won't do this. Most people will keep wasting time on things that don't matter. But you're different. You're here because you want more. Because you're willing to do what most won't. So start today. Pick up a book, listen to an audiobook, watch an educational video. Just do something that feeds your mind with knowledge. Make learning a non-negotiable habit. Because your future depends on what you know. And the more you learn, the more you grow. And the more you grow, the more you succeed. Number 5, sticking to a consistent work schedule. If you don't have structure in your day, you'll always feel overwhelmed, unproductive, and stuck in the same place year after year. Most people wake up every morning without a plan, without direction, and without a clear focus on what needs to be done. They go through their days reacting to everything. Emails, phone calls, random distractions, never really making progress on the things that actually matter. And then they wonder why they're not successful, why they feel stuck, why they're constantly busy but not moving forward. The answer is simple. They don't have a consistent work schedule. Success doesn't come from working hard once in a while. It doesn't come from being productive only when you feel like it. Success is built on consistency, showing up every single day, doing the right things, and sticking to a structured plan that moves you toward your goals. Think about the most successful people in any industry. They don't just work when inspiration strikes. They have a disciplined schedule. They have routines that keep them on track. They don't rely on motivation because motivation fades. They rely on habits, systems, and structure. A consistent work schedule isn't just about getting things done. It's about controlling your time so that life doesn't control you. When you wake up every morning knowing exactly what you need to do, you eliminate stress. You remove the guesswork. You don't waste hours trying to figure out where to start. You just get to work. And when you do this day after day, you build momentum. Momentum leads to progress, and progress leads to success. Now here's the mistake most people make. They think they can just wing it. They believe they don't need a schedule, that they can just work whenever they have time. But the problem with that thinking is simple. Life will always get in the way. There will always be distractions, unexpected problems, things that pull you away from what actually matters. And if you don't have a solid schedule, you'll always be playing catch-up. You'll always feel like there's never enough time. You'll always be busy but never productive. Look at the people who struggle to get things done. They start the day without a plan, so they waste hours procrastinating. They jump from one task to another, constantly switching focus, never really finishing anything. They let distractions take over. Social media, emails, phone calls, unnecessary meetings. And by the end of the day, they're exhausted. But they've accomplished nothing. Then they do it all over again the next day. That's not success. That's chaos. If you want to take control of your time, if you want to be productive, if you want to finally start seeing results, you need to develop a consistent work schedule. And it starts with setting clear work hours. Whether you're an entrepreneur, an employee, or working on a side hustle, you need structured time for deep, focused work. That means deciding in advance when you will work and sticking to it, just like you would with a job. If you don't set those boundaries, distractions will always take over. You also need to prioritize the most important tasks. Not all work is equal. Checking emails all day doesn't move you forward. Attending endless meetings doesn't make you successful. You need to focus on high-impact tasks, the things that create real progress, and those should always come first. The biggest mistake people make is spending their best hours on low-value work. They start the day with emails, social media, and small tasks, instead of attacking the most important projects first. That's why they never get ahead. They waste their energy on things that don't matter, and by the time they get to the important stuff, they're already drained. Another critical part of a solid work schedule is eliminating distractions. You can't get meaningful work done if you're constantly stopping to check your phone, answer messages, or scroll through social media. Every time you break your focus, it takes time to get back on track. That's why the most productive people in the world work in focused blocks of time. They turn off notifications, they set clear boundaries, and they protect their time like their success depends on it. Because it does. And here's something else you need to understand. Consistency isn't just about showing up every day. It's about how you show up. It's about bringing energy, focus, and intensity to your work. A lot of people show up every day, but they're just going through the motions. They sit at their desks, but they're distracted. They work, but they're slow, unfocused, and half-hearted. That's not consistency. That's laziness disguised as productivity. Real consistency means working with discipline and purpose every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Now, I know what some people might say, but what if I don't have time? The truth is, everyone has time. The difference is how you use it. The average person wastes hours every single day on things that don't matter. TV, social media, gossip, pointless scrolling. If you take even half of that wasted time and put it into focused work, you will be miles ahead of everyone else. Success doesn't require working 24/7. It requires working smart, with focus, and on a consistent schedule. And here's the best part. When you develop a solid, structured work routine, it gets easier over time. You build momentum. You develop discipline. What used to feel like a struggle becomes automatic. You don't have to force yourself to work. You just do it because it's part of who you are. And that's when success really starts to happen. Most people will never do this. Most people will keep wasting time, keep making excuses, keep wondering why they're not making progress. But you don't have to be like most people. You can make a decision right now to take control of your time, to commit to a structured work schedule, to eliminate distractions, and to focus on what really matters. And if you do that, you will separate yourself from the average. You will become more productive than 99% of people, and success will no longer be something you dream about. It will be something you create every single day. So if you've been struggling to get things done, if you feel like you're always busy but never moving forward, it's time to change. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop relying on motivation. Stop making excuses. Decide right now that you will take control of your time. Decide that you will work with discipline and focus. Decide that you will build a consistent schedule that drives you towards success. Because at the end of the day, success isn't an accident. It's not something that just happens. It's something you create. And it starts with how you use your time every single day. Number 6, taking full responsibility for your actions. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's not luck, and it's not a mystery. It's the result of decisions, small, daily choices that add up over time. And if you want to take control of your life, if you want to build something great, there's one habit that will separate you from the people who struggle for years and never get anywhere. That habit is taking full responsibility for your actions. Most people don't do this. They make excuses, they blame other people, they point fingers at their circumstances, their past, or bad luck. And because of that, they never grow. They stay stuck, frustrated, and wondering why things never change for them. But the people who rise above, the people who break through barriers and create a life they're proud of, those people take ownership. They don't wait for someone to save them. They don't sit around hoping for better opportunities. They take full responsibility for where they are, and they do whatever it takes to get where they want to be. Here's something a lot of people don't want to hear. If your life isn't where you want it to be right now, it's because of the choices you've made up to this point. That might be hard to accept, but it's the truth. And the moment you take full responsibility for that, everything changes. Because if you created the situation you're in, you can create a better one. If you made choices that got you here, you can make different choices to move forward. That's the most powerful realization you can ever have. The problem is, most people don't want to face that truth. It's easier to blame. It's easier to say, I wasn't given the same opportunities, or it's not my fault, life is unfair. But here's the reality. Life is unfair to everyone in different ways. Everyone has obstacles. Everyone has setbacks. Some people grow up with nothing. Some people face challenges that seem impossible to overcome. But the people who succeed don't let that define them. They take responsibility for what they can control, and they don't waste time complaining about what they can't. Taking responsibility means owning your decisions, every single one. It means looking at your life and saying, if I'm not where I want to be, that's on me. That's a powerful mindset because it puts the control back in your hands. It means you don't have to wait for circumstances to change. You don't have to wait for luck. You don't have to wait for someone else to fix things. You can start right now, today, making decisions that will move you forward. Think about it. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by accident. They didn't get there by blaming other people. They took ownership. They made decisions every single day that led them to success. They worked when they didn't feel like it. They pushed through failures. They didn't waste time complaining about what went wrong. They learned from it, adapted, and kept going. If you want to achieve anything great, you have to do the same. You have to stop making excuses. You have to stop blaming your past, your environment, or other people. You have to take control of your actions, your choices, and your future. Now, this doesn't mean you ignore real challenges. It doesn't mean you pretend that life is always easy. But it does mean that no matter what happens, you focus on what you can do about it. If you lose your job, you don't sit around blaming the company. You ask yourself, what can I do next? If a business idea fails, you don't waste time complaining. You learn, you adjust, and you try again. That's what taking responsibility looks like. When you develop this habit, you become unstoppable. Because nothing can hold you back for long. No setback, no failure, no challenge can stop you. Why? Because you'll always be focused on the next step. You'll always be asking, what can I do about this? And that question alone is life-changing. Most people spend their lives waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for someone to give them an opportunity, waiting for things to magically get better. But waiting is a losing strategy. The people who win in life are the ones who take action, even when the odds are against them. They don't let circumstances control them, they control their circumstances. Think about the last time something went wrong in your life. Maybe you missed an opportunity, maybe you failed at something. How did you react? Did you take responsibility, or did you blame something outside of yourself? If you blamed someone else, you gave away your power. But if you owned it, if you took responsibility, you grew from it. That's the difference between people who stay stuck and people who succeed. When you start taking full responsibility, people will notice. They'll see that you don't make excuses. They'll see that you don't waste time complaining. They'll see that you take action. And that's the kind of person people respect. That's the kind of person who gets opportunities, who builds strong relationships, who earns trust. But most importantly, when you take responsibility, you respect yourself. Because deep down you know you're not leaving your future in someone else's hands. You know that no matter what happens, you can handle it. You can adjust, you can learn, and you can keep moving forward. That kind of confidence is rare. Most people never develop it because they're too busy making excuses. But you don't have to be like most people. The moment you stop blaming, the moment you stop making excuses, the moment you take full ownership of your actions, you become the kind of person who succeeds. You develop resilience. You build confidence. You create a mindset that says, no matter what happens, I will figure it out. And when you have that mindset, there is nothing you can't do. So from this moment on, take full responsibility for your life. Own your decisions. Own your mistakes. Own your future. Because when you do, you take back control. And when you have control, you have the power to create any kind of success you want. Number 7, surround yourself with the right people. Success isn't just about what you do, it's also about who you surround yourself with. The people in your life influence your mindset, your habits, and ultimately your results. If you want to reach your full potential, if you want to achieve the kind of success that lasts, you have to be intentional about the company you keep. Because the truth is, you can't afford to spend your time around negative, unmotivated people who drain your energy and pull you down. You need to surround yourself with the right people. People who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to become better every single day. Look around at your current circle. Think about the people you interact with the most. Are they encouraging you to grow, or are they keeping you stuck? Are they helping you reach new levels, or are they filling your head with doubts and distractions? Because whether you realize it or not, the people you spend time with shape your beliefs, your mindset, and your habits. If you spend your time with people who complain, make excuses, and settle for less, guess what? Over time, you'll start doing the same. But if you surround yourself with people who set high standards, take action, and strive for excellence, you'll rise to their level. It's not always easy to distance yourself from people who are holding you back. Maybe they've been in your life for a long time. Maybe they're friends, family members, or co-workers. But if their influence is negative, if they're constantly feeding you doubt, if they're bringing toxic energy into your life, you have to make a choice. You can either stay comfortable and keep letting their mindset affect yours, or you can step up and create an environment that fuels your success. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they can stay surrounded by the wrong crowd and still succeed, but that's not how it works. Your environment is either lifting you up or pulling you down, and there's no middle ground. If you're constantly around people who settle for less, who avoid challenges, who never push themselves, then sooner or later, you'll find yourself doing the same. Success isn't just about working hard, it's about making sure the people around you are aligned with your goals. You need to be around people who push you to think bigger, people who don't let you make excuses, people who inspire you with their actions, not just their words. When you're in the right environment, you'll find yourself naturally raising your standards. You'll see what's possible and you'll start to believe in yourself at a deeper level. That's the power of being surrounded by the right people. So how do you start surrounding yourself with better influences? It starts with being intentional. You have to make a conscious decision to spend more time with people who have the mindset and habits you want to develop. Maybe that means joining a group of ambitious, driven individuals. Maybe it means seeking out mentors who have already achieved what you want. Maybe it means reading books, listening to podcasts, or attending events that expose you to people who think differently. Whatever it is, you have to actively create an environment that supports your growth. At the same time, you have to be willing to distance yourself from negative influences. This doesn't mean cutting people out of your life completely, but it does mean setting boundaries. If someone is constantly bringing negativity into your life, if they're always discouraging you or making you doubt yourself, you have to limit your exposure to them. You have to protect your mindset, because your mindset determines your future. Think about it this way. If you had a dream of becoming an athlete, would you train with people who never exercise? If you wanted to build a successful business, would you take advice from people who've never started one? Of course not. You'd find people who have the results you want, and you'd learn from them. The same principle applies to every area of life. If you want success, you have to be around successful people. If you want to develop discipline, you have to be around disciplined people. If you want to grow, you have to be around people who are constantly improving themselves. The right people will push you beyond your comfort zone. They won't let you settle for mediocrity. They'll challenge you to think bigger, work harder, and aim higher. When you tell them your goals, they won't laugh or doubt you. They'll encourage you and ask, how can you make it happen? That's the kind of energy you need in your life. The wrong people, on the other hand, will drain you. They'll plant seeds of doubt in your mind. They'll tell you your dreams are unrealistic. They'll make you feel like you're crazy for wanting more out of life. And if you listen to them long enough, you'll start to believe it. You'll start shrinking your dreams to fit their limited mindset, instead of expanding your mindset to match your potential. That's why this is so important. Success is not just about hard work. It's about creating an environment that supports your hard work. If you're constantly fighting against negativity, distractions, and low standards, it's going to be much harder to stay focused and motivated. But when you're surrounded by people who are driven, disciplined, and focused, success becomes the natural result. You don't have to force it. You don't have to struggle against negativity. You just absorb the energy of the people around you, and it elevates you. Take a moment to think about the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they lifting you up or pulling you down? Are they pushing you forward or keeping you stuck? Be honest with yourself. because your future depends on it. If you're serious about success, you have to be willing to make changes. You have to choose your influences carefully. You have to seek out people who inspire you, who make you better, who bring out the best in you. Because when you do, everything in your life will start to shift. Your mindset will change. Your habits will improve. Your results will multiply. So, starting today, make the decision to surround yourself with winners. Spend more time with people who think big, who take action, who refuse to settle. Protect your energy, protect your mindset. Build an environment that supports your success. Because when you do, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Number 8, managing your money wisely. You know, when it comes to success, one of the most overlooked yet critical factors is managing your money wisely. It's not enough to just work hard, grind every day, and chase opportunities. Without a solid understanding of money, how to manage it, how to grow it, and how to make it work for you, you're setting yourself up for a lifetime of stress and missed opportunities. Money isn't just a tool. It's a means to freedom, security, and the ability to build the life you dream of. The way you handle your money will either limit your potential or open up endless possibilities. First, let's address a reality that many people don't want to face. A lot of people struggle with money, not because they don't earn enough, but because they have no plan for it. They make decisions on impulse, spend more than they should, and live paycheck to paycheck, always reacting to circumstances instead of proactively managing their financial life. If you're serious about success, it's time to flip that script. Success isn't about just making money, it's about understanding money and making it work for you. The first thing you need to realize is that managing money isn't just about tracking your income and expenses. It's about controlling your habits and mindset around money. How you think about money will determine how much of it you keep, how well you use it, and how you leverage it to build wealth. If you believe that money is the root of all evil, or that it's difficult to make, you're already limiting yourself. Your mindset around money has to be one of abundance, possibility, and responsibility. You need to start seeing money as a tool that enables you to create the life you want. Think about this. Every successful person you know, whether it's an entrepreneur, an investor, or someone who's just really good with money, has one thing in common. They have a strategy. They don't let life's unpredictable nature throw them off course. They make conscious decisions about how to earn, how to spend, how to save, and how to invest. They understand that money isn't something you wait for to show up. It's something you actively create and grow. The first key to managing your money wisely is understanding the importance of budgeting. You can't build wealth if you don't have a clear idea of where your money is going. Budgeting isn't about depriving yourself of what you enjoy. It's about being in control of your money, not letting your money control you. It's about making sure that every dollar you earn is serving a purpose, whether it's going toward paying down debt, saving for your future, or investing in opportunities that will help you grow. But budgeting is just the beginning. You also have to learn how to live below your means. This is a principle that many successful people swear by. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much you keep. Too many people spend money on things they don't need, trying to keep up with appearances or satisfy short-term desires. But that approach will keep you stuck in a cycle of financial struggle. If you want long-term success, you need to prioritize saving and investing over spending. That means saying no to things that don't contribute to your growth. Let's talk about investing for a minute, because this is where a lot of people go wrong. The world of investing can seem intimidating, but the truth is, anyone can learn how to make their money work for them. The earlier you start, the better, because time is one of your most powerful allies when it comes to building wealth. Investing isn't just about putting money into stocks or real estate. It's about looking for opportunities that align with your goals, whether it's creating multiple streams of income, building a portfolio of assets, or investing in yourself through learning and growth. The more you educate yourself about money and investing, the more you'll understand how to leverage your resources to build lasting wealth. Another critical aspect of managing money wisely is eliminating debt. Debt is one of the biggest obstacles to financial freedom. It's like a weight around your neck that holds you back from creating the life you want. High-interest debt, like credit cards, can be particularly damaging because it compounds quickly and makes it harder to get ahead. If you have debt, start creating a plan to pay it off as soon as possible. Eliminate high-interest debt first, and then focus on saving and investing. The faster you can pay off your debts, the sooner you'll have the freedom to focus on creating wealth instead of constantly worrying about making minimum payments. Once you have a handle on budgeting, saving, and investing, you also need to focus on building an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable and emergencies will happen. Whether it's a medical issue, a car breakdown, or a job loss, having an emergency fund gives you the security and peace of mind you need to handle life's challenges without going into debt. Aim to save at least 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses in a separate, easily accessible account. This fund will give you the breathing room you need to make decisions from a place of strength rather than fear. The final piece of the puzzle when it comes to managing money wisely is having a long-term vision. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day, but building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. You need to have clear goals for your financial future and a plan for how you're going to achieve them. Whether it's saving for retirement, buying a house, or starting your own business, you need to break down your long-term goals into manageable steps. Every decision you make today should be in alignment with the future you want to create. Money won't solve all your problems, but it will give you options. It will give you the freedom to make choices based on your values, not out of necessity. It will allow you to invest in your future, in your education, and in the people and experiences that matter most to you. When you manage your money wisely, you build a foundation for success that allows you to take risks, pursue opportunities, and create the life you truly want. Remember, managing money wisely isn't about being cheap or depriving yourself. It's about making conscious, intentional decisions about how to use your money to create the future you want. It's about building the habits that allow you to take control of your financial life and set yourself up for success. The earlier you start, the better. So take the time today to get serious about your finances. Start budgeting, start saving, and start investing. Your future self will thank you. Number 9, taking care of your physical and mental energy. Success doesn't just happen by chance. It's the result of the choices you make every day and the way you take care of your most valuable asset, your energy. If you want to achieve anything worthwhile, you need to understand that your physical and mental energy are the fuel for everything you do. Without energy, you can't perform at your best. And if you can't perform at your best, your chances of success diminish significantly. Whether it's building a business, growing your career, or improving your relationships, energy is what keeps you going when things get tough. But it's not just about having energy, it's about managing it wisely. Once you start taking action, you'll inevitably face setbacks. It's part of the journey. You'll encounter obstacles, face challenges, and experience failures along the way. But this is where so many people give up. They let setbacks stop them. They let obstacles discourage them. And they let failure define them. But success doesn't belong to the people who never fail. It belongs to the people who keep going after they fail. Every failure is a lesson, a chance to learn, grow, and adjust. The most successful people in the world are the ones who failed the most. Why? Because they didn't let failure stop them. They didn't quit. They got back up, made adjustments, and kept moving forward. Taking action is the key to learning and growing. When you take action, you learn things that you never could have learned by staying in your comfort zone. You develop new skills, gain valuable experience, and discover what works and what doesn't. The more you take action, the more you figure out what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and what you need to improve. And with each action, you get closer to your goals. It's also important to understand that success is built on consistency. Taking action isn't a one-time event. It's something that must be done regularly. It's about showing up every day and doing the work, even when you don't feel like it, even when things get tough. Consistency is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It's what separates the people who talk about their dreams from the people who actually make their dreams a reality. If you want to see real progress, you need to take action consistently, no matter what. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they need to see immediate results. They take action for a few days or a few weeks, and if they don't see the success they were hoping for, they give up. But success doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes persistence. You might not see the results of your actions right away, but that doesn't mean those actions aren't paying off. They are. Every action you take is moving you closer to your goal, even if you can't see the results immediately. Remember, every successful person started exactly where you are, at the beginning. They all faced challenges. They all doubted themselves at some point. They all encountered obstacles. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. They took action. They kept moving forward, no matter how hard it was. They didn't wait for the perfect time. They didn't wait until they felt ready. They didn't wait for someone else to push them. They took responsibility for their own success and took action, even when it was scary. You have the same power within you. You have everything you need to succeed. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the action you take. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about taking action now. No more excuses, no more delays. Start today. Take that first step. The world is waiting for you to show up and take action. And when you do, you'll be amazed at how quickly things start to change. Think of your body and mind like a battery. Every day you wake up with a certain amount of energy. And throughout the day, that energy depletes as you put in effort and deal with challenges. The more you take care of yourself, the more you'll be able to recharge that battery and stay at your peak. But if you neglect your physical and mental well-being, your energy drains faster than it can recharge. And when that happens, you'll find yourself stuck in a cycle of burnout, frustration, and stagnation. Let's break this down. First, think about how you're treating your body. Your physical health is directly tied to your energy levels. If you're not eating well, not sleeping enough, and not exercising regularly, you're setting yourself up for exhaustion. The body isn't a machine that can run without rest. It needs proper nutrition, rest, and movement to perform at its highest level. When you're healthy and fit, your energy levels rise, and you're able to approach challenges with a clear mind and a positive attitude. Start by making small changes in your daily routine. Eat foods that nourish your body and give you long-lasting energy. Fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. Hydrate. Water is one of the most powerful energy boosters that most people overlook. Try to get at least 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep every night, because this is when your body recovers and restores its energy reserves. If you're constantly tired, it's hard to stay focused, productive, or motivated. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Exercise is another crucial component. It's not just about getting fit, it's about boosting your energy. Regular physical activity improves circulation, increases oxygen flow to your brain, and releases endorphins, the chemicals that make you feel good. Even a 30-minute walk every day can make a huge difference in how you feel. You'll notice a boost in your mood, sharper focus, and more stamina to tackle your goals. Next, let's talk about your mental energy. Just as your body needs physical rest, your mind needs periods of calm and focus to recharge. If you're constantly overwhelmed with distractions, negativity, and stress, your mental energy gets drained. It becomes harder to think clearly, solve problems, or stay motivated. That's why managing your mental energy is just as important as managing your physical energy. One of the best ways to recharge your mental energy is through mindfulness. Practices like meditation, deep breathing, or even just taking a few moments to step away from your work and clear your mind can make a world of difference. It's about finding space to breathe and reset. The most successful people in the world prioritize mental clarity because they know that without it, everything else suffers. When your mind is clear, you can focus on what really matters and execute your tasks with greater efficiency. In addition to mindfulness, you also need to learn to manage stress effectively. Stress is one of the biggest drains on both your physical and mental energy. If you're always reacting to stress, your energy will be consumed before you even realize it. The key is to acknowledge stress when it arises, but not let it control you. Instead of letting stress dictate your actions, find ways to manage it, whether it's through exercise, meditation, or simply taking a break. Stress is inevitable, but how you respond to it makes all the difference. Now let's consider the people you surround yourself with. The energy of the people in your life can either lift you up or drain you. If you're constantly around negative people who complain, gossip, and bring you down, your own energy will suffer. You need to be around people who motivate you, encourage you, and share your drive for success. Positive, like-minded people inspire you to keep pushing forward. Negative people, on the other hand, will constantly suck your energy and distract you from your goals. This means you have to be intentional about who you allow into your life. Protect your energy by setting boundaries with people who drain you, and seek out relationships with people who align with your values, your goals, and your vision for success. You don't have to be surrounded by a large group of people. A small circle of positive, driven individuals is all you need to maintain high levels of energy and motivation. Let's not forget about the importance of taking breaks. No one can operate at their best 24/7. It's crucial to give yourself permission to rest and recharge. When you push yourself too hard without taking breaks, you risk burning out. Allow yourself time to step away from work and engage in activities that refresh you. Whether it's a hobby, spending time with loved ones, or simply enjoying some quiet time alone, taking breaks helps you maintain your energy over the long term. Also, remember the power of saying no. You can't do everything, and you certainly can't give your energy to everyone. If you're constantly saying yes to every request, every invitation, every opportunity that comes your way, you'll quickly deplete your energy. Learn to say no when it's necessary and prioritize the things that align with your goals. Your time and energy are precious resources, and you should protect them fiercely. You need to recognize the importance of a positive mindset. Your thoughts directly affect your energy. If you're constantly thinking about obstacles, challenges, and what's going wrong, you're draining your energy. But when you focus on solutions, growth, and possibilities, you're filling up your energy reserves. A positive mindset fuels your actions and keeps you moving forward, even when things get tough. Managing your physical and mental energy is an ongoing process, but it's one of the most important investments you can make in your success. When you take care of yourself, your energy skyrockets, and with it, your ability to achieve your goals. Remember, success isn't just about working hard. It's about working with purpose, focus, and vitality. So take care of your body, nurture your mind, and protect your energy. When you do that, you'll have everything you need to reach your full potential. Number 10, taking action. No more waiting. Success isn't something that magically happens one day. It's the result of consistent effort and decisions that shape your life. And perhaps the most important factor in achieving success is taking action. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. Without it, you'll never get anywhere. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have, how many ideas you think up, or how many goals you set for yourself. Without action, those things are just wishes. So if you want to change your life, you have to stop waiting for the perfect time, the right opportunity, or the ideal circumstances. You have to take action now, and you need to take it consistently. Many people get stuck in a cycle of waiting. They wait until they feel ready, they wait for the right moment, or they wait for someone else to give them permission. They think that action requires a plan that's flawless, or that they need to have everything figured out before they move forward. But here's the truth. No plan will ever be perfect, and the best time to start is always right now. The longer you wait, the longer you delay your progress, and the further you push your success away. If you're waiting for everything to line up before you begin, you'll never start. And if you never start, you'll never make progress. This doesn't mean you should act recklessly or impulsively, but what it does mean is that you should stop overthinking and start taking small steps in the right direction. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a step closer to your goal. You don't have to see the entire staircase. You don't need to know all the details right now. What matters is that you take that first step. When you take action, you create momentum. And once you've created momentum, it becomes easier to continue. A big part of why people hesitate to take action is fear. Fear of failure, fear of making mistakes, fear of not being good enough, fear of what others will think. But fear is a natural part of the process. Every successful person has faced fear. The key isn't to eliminate fear, it's to act despite it. Think about it. If you let fear hold you back, you're giving it the power to control your life. But when you act in spite of fear, you take back that power. You prove to yourself that fear doesn't control you. You prove that you can move forward no matter how uncertain things may seem. Another reason people fail to take action is the belief that they don't have enough resources or time. This is another misconception. People often think they need to have a big budget, a team, or an endless amount of free time to get started. But this isn't true. You don't need to have everything in place. You don't need to wait until your situation is perfect. You simply need to start with what you have. The key is resourcefulness, not resources. People have built multi-million-dollar businesses with little money, and people have turned their lives around without having an ideal situation. Success doesn't depend on having the perfect resources. It depends on how creative and resourceful you are with what you have right now.